It started 3 nights ago, though I can't say exactly when I first felt it. The town was quiet. Too quiet. Even the wind through the maples outside my window had a strange rhythm, like breathing. I remember lying in bed, half asleep, when I noticed the silence. No dogs barking. No cats rustling through the alley bins. It felt wrong. My name doesn't matter much here. What matters is that I was awake when the light came. It wasn't bright at first, just a shimmer above the trees like the air was trembling. I watched it pulse once, twice, and then fade. The next morning, every pet in town was gone. The first to panic was old Mrs. Delaney. Her retriever, Buddy, never left her porch, but by sunrise he'd vanished like smoke. People gathered in the square holding empty leashes, whispering about coyotes or thieves, but no tracks, no signs, no sounds. I tried to tell myself it was coincidence, but the shimmer over the woods hadn't left my mind. That night, I drove toward the ridge, where the air had seemed to vibrate. My headlights flickered when I got close. The radio turned to static, and then I saw it again, a beam, thin and white, slicing down from the clouds, touching the earth in silence. When I stepped out of the car, the air felt heavier, as if it were pressing against my skin. There was a low hum, like power lines vibrating underground. The forest glowed faintly, pale light drifting between trunks. I remember calling out, half expecting to hear barking, but only my echo answered. The beam flickered, and something moved within it. Shapes, translucent and flowing, like shadows caught underwater. I couldn't breathe. For a moment, I thought I saw the outline of a dog, Buddy, maybe, turning its head toward me before dissolving into the light. Then everything went dark. I woke up on the forest floor, covered in dew. My car was still running, engine humming softly. The clock on the dashboard read 3:17 a.m., though I swore I'd left at midnight. My clothes smelled of ozone, and my skin tingled as if from static. Driving back into town, I saw porch lights flicking on, one by one. People were standing in the streets, calling names into the night. Whiskers, Rex, Luna. None answered. I parked outside my house and sat there until dawn, replaying the vision in my head, the shape turning toward me inside that impossible light. By the second day, the town felt hollow. Children wandered with empty collars in their hands. Animal shelters stood silent. Even the birds had stopped singing. I tried to rationalize it. Gas leaks, hallucinations, but there was something in the air, an absence that vibrated. When night fell again, I couldn't resist. I drove back, this time with a camera. The beam appeared right where it had before, brighter now, pulsing like a heartbeat. Through the lens, I saw shapes swirling upward, small and fluid. My hands trembled as I zoomed in and froze. They weren't just animals anymore.
The figures had changed, elongated, weightless, almost human, yet not. Their outlines shimmered between fur and skin, like memories caught mid-transformation. I lowered the camera and felt the hum vibrate in my bones. The beam tilted slightly, as if aware of me. Then came a whisper, not sound, but thought. It wasn't words, more like a feeling of invitation, curiosity. My vision blurred, and for an instant I felt weightless too, drawn toward that impossible light. I stepped forward once, and the ground seemed to fold beneath me, stretching into silver patterns that breathed.
When I woke again, I wasn't sure if I had dreamed. My house smelled of rain and metal, though it hadn't rained. The camera was gone, the footage erased. But something had changed. I could hear faint tones in the distance, like echoes of bells underwater. When I closed my eyes, I saw patterns, circles overlapping, light bending through them. It wasn't frightening, only vast. I began to wonder if the animals were afraid at all, or if they had simply gone somewhere my mind couldn't follow. On the third night, I went to the field behind the old mill, the highest point in town. The air shimmered again, faint ripples spreading across the stars. I whispered into the night, asking if they could hear me, if the pets were safe. The answer came not in sound, but in rhythm, a pulse through the ground, through my chest, matching my heartbeat. The horizon flickered, and for a second I saw dozens of beams across the valley, like veins of light feeding the sky. The town was asleep, unaware of what floated above it. That night changed me. The light didn't return, but I could still feel it in the static before storms, in the silence between cicada calls. Sometimes I catch glimpses in reflections, a cat stretching across glass, a dog's tail flicking in a shadow that isn't there. People stopped talking about it eventually. The posters faded. But some nights I drive past the ridge just to feel that hum again, that sense of being watched. Not with malice, but with knowing, as if they're waiting for something. It's been weeks now. Life continues, but the silence remains. Sometimes, when the moon is bright, I sit by the window and swear I can hear them. Soft footsteps, breathing in rhythm with the night. I've stopped fearing it. Maybe they didn't take our pets away. Maybe they showed them something we weren't ready to see. And when the light returns, and I know it will, I think I'll step closer this time. Not to follow, but to understand.